position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns will put total leather and we'll get started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Georgia's offense will have the opening possession of the game. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, 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 the dog pound. Run the football, be physical. You can go back when Vince Dooley won a championship. Herschel Walker. You go all through the names. So many great running backs that run with an edge that are dogs.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Setting up the screen. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going now.
And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line. And the Bulldogs are on the move. Off the play fake on 1st down. The throw. They wrap him up. He tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's stopped in the backfield.
What a great play by the defensive tackle. Look, sacks aren't just for very athletic, long defensive ends. These D tackles, man, they use their strength. They push linemen back in the pocket, collapse it, and come away with the sack.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. On the ground, it's Jamison. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe. 2nd and 7. This crowd full throat, spinning the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long. Breaks into the open. Busts through behind his pad. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give out of the gun. A most efficient pickup of 6 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 4. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, Jay, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season.
They'll try to quiet this crowd by moving the sticks on 4th down. Quarterback making checks. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Makes the grab. It's Washington. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of... One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. They go to the ground, running into the open space. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice gain, this time on the ground.
The Longhorns kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line of the big red zone opportunity here. Here comes 2nd down, and this crowd is turning it up a notch. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas!
Every offense talks about being physical, setting the tone. That is exactly what the offense just did. Run the football every play down the field. Don't try to trick them. Don't try to confuse them. Just be physical and set a tone.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Handoff from the gun. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
They're working that left side. Georgia sends out the punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. They'll start this drive at the 33-yard line. Here's the handoff. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. They'll run the screen. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Offense goes on the attack on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Incomplete behind the receiver. Maybe this freshman got a little too anxious.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Looking to throw on 1st down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Might be calling a hot route. To the air on 2nd down. Makes the catch. It's Thomas. They get him out of bounds, but a chunk play to wrap up the 1st quarter, and this offense will carry momentum into the 2nd. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead, and we've come to the end of the 1st as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. The hand to the running back. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Pass play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. Looking to fire. Release to the back. Catch in the middle, it's Jamison. Touchdown Longhorns! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. Effective offense leading the way here and establishing this lead.
And that's how you draw it up, right? You want to come out, be clicking early, get everything going, want to get all the facets rolling. The defense right now on their heels, they have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
They'll snap it from the 39, 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
Man, this defense is dominating all game long. They have been making this quarterback's life so difficult with their pass rush. They bring him down there for the sack. They're not giving anything up. They're leading this game by a lot. We're only in the 2nd quarter, and this ain't going to change unless this offense can find a rhythm.
Passing game very effective on 2nd down. What about here on 3rd? He's looking downfield to throw. Snagged out of the air. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. Georgia lining up to punt it away. Hunt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. They've had a really productive first half so far, and they'll try to add to it here. Behind Zach Priest, and he's got 4 out to the 29. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. Got the 1st down, looking for more. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays. Really want to try to pick up at least half of the yardage needed on 1st and 10. That one comes out hot down the right side. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. And the Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. Power football with the run. Finds a crease at the 20. He's all the way down to the 3. An electric run has him set up. He's piled up 87 yards rushing, and this guy's just having a tremendous season, leading the country in rushing. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2. They moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Trying to pound their way in. Touchdown, Texas! And they take it in for 6 more points. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, that pivotal top 15 battle is in the books. Here's how things went down. Oklahoma rolled to a victory, and after putting up this kind of win, there has to be some Heisman buzz around a program that produced 4 winners of the award between 2003 and 2018.
Starts a drive trying to go up top.
No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Handoff to the single running back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Now the play fake. Fires to the right. He's got it. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. Dogs pick up the first down through the air, and the Georgia faithful starting to howl and bark.
And we've seen that in the past with Georgia. Maybe you get a little bit conservative, a little bit too much reliant on great defense, run the football. The reason that they broke through, the reason they started winning championships in the recent era, they became more aggressive, more dynamic throwing the football down the field.
We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Back to pass. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and his offense is threatening with a 1st down. Wants to throw it. Throws for the tight end. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in.
It doesn't matter who it is, receivers, in this case, a tight end. You get open, you sit down and start to look at that green space in front of you. You just take your eye off the football, lose your concentration a little bit, and miss that opportunity for possibly a big play.
Got his man. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down.
Yeah, you throw a little hitch route. Nice job getting the ball out of his hands quickly. Wide receiver, quarterback. Nice job being on the same page. Nice completion, nice catch.
Uga trying to make this red zone trip pay off. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
We needed that. They needed to punch the ball in the end zone. They needed to cut this to a 2-score game, and they needed some positive momentum. Something going well, something to point to at half to say, guys, we got a chance. That drive, they put it together. Nice job by this offense.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. He's got him.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Makes the grab on the left. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. That gives him 100 yards rushing. He continues to impress as he leads the nation in rushing. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Here comes the heat. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. With the catch, it's Jamison. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. On target. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, looks like we've had a compelling start to things there in Athens.
Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. They open this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
On the move, it's Thomas. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Kept it on the ground on first down, now back to the line. Second down, he'll throw it. Finds the tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
And the Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Got enough for the first down. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Looking for a productive play on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got the quick pass. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. The Longhorns with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Leaves it with the back. Couldn't really get started there. Pick up of 1 to the 35.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Wants to throw on third down. He's got his man. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Right back to the well. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. Short throw is complete, and he'll grab it, step out of bounds, and pick up the first down. First down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Got it! So close to that end zone, he could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. The Longhorns, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Touchdown, Longhorns! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And what a nice play call and nice execution. Play action, you're thinking run. Quarterback pulls it out, throws the football right behind those guys, and gets the touchdown.
Yeah, it was a nice job there by the quarterback, too, on the ball handling. He just froze the defense just long enough to help those wide receivers and targets get some separation in the end zone, and at that point, it was just an easy pitch.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Finds his big tight end. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Working that left side now. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. To the air on first down. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Offense working from the pistol. Leaves it with the back. Got some room to run. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Caught in the backfield, it's Payne. He steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. They're dealing with a second and long. Wants to go up top. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. Touchdown, Georgia! The defense takes matters into its own hands.
That defenses are always trying to force turnovers, to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Going over the top. Makes the catch on the left. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk plays. He leaves it with the back. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. The Longhorns have their whole playbook open here on second and inches. Unloads quickly. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. They'll run this play from the pistol. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. So now it's second and long. Looking to fire. Finds his man. It's Thomas. He is guided out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 28. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Got it in the middle. It's Whitaker. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Looking to throw on first down. Makes the grab. It's Thomas. They make the stop, but barely, and they might need to regroup as we have come to the end of the third quarter. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. It's complete to the left. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Texas! They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their fourth straight win.
Yeah, salt enter wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Going the other way, and he's got room. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
You want to talk about versatility at the linebacker spot, and this guy is it. He had 2 interceptions in his last game. That's his first pick in this one. He's good stopping the run. He can go sideline to sideline. He can blitz. He can spy. And, man, he is really good in coverage.
That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. Operating in the red zone here on second down. Back to pass. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
The linebacker showed off a little bit of athletic ability, playing some man coverage. A lot of times those guys don't play this all the time, so you see him kind of get nervous and a lot of times get that pass interference or get a little bit handsy. Really nice job seeing the football, breaking on it, and swatting it to the ground.
And the Longhorns come to the line in the hurry-up. They'll go to the air. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Wants to keep it in the air. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking for the touchdown on third and goal. Touchdown Longhorns! Fitted in the window for the score. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
There's no mercy rule in college football, man. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They are still chucking it, and they are still scoring.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
I love the play call there, and I love the run for a variety of reasons. Obviously, you're trying to settle your quarterback down after throwing 2 picks in the last 2 drives, but also you're able to generate a really nice game for this offense and make second and short so much easier, so much more manageable. It just allows your quarterback, too, to take a breath and exhale.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock's running out, and there's not a lot to talk about that's going to be positive for this offense. And I just need a crease. I need you offensive linemen, just like right here. Great job holding the point of attack. Don't let any penetration come in. Give me a little sliver, and then you see the running back, Palmer. He'll do the rest, lower his shoulder, and make sure he gets the first down.
Yeah, it means a lot to this offense, too, to have a guy like this that always just seems to fall forward. He always, in these short yardage situations, knows where that first down marker is, and he's able to get those hidden yards in piles, driving his legs to help keep this drive alive.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. The running back has it. Plows through the defense.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Fires to the big fella. They'll stop him at the 31. Let's mark it off at 5 yards, and that will be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Texas! Now they've got a little breathing room after that score, and a Week 6 victory is in the offing, it appears.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. He almost had another one. They've already picked off 3 and just a hair away from number 4 there. Georgia sends out the punt team. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. So now the Longhorns take over and they'll send out the offense. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the second half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They're just about to put this W in the books, guys. Comes against a ranked opponent, a team that most of us expected them to beat, and they were able to come through.
Yeah, but you're going to get challenged early in the season. It's fun to play other ranked teams and kind of see what you have. And this team kind of proven, like, listen, they're worth the ranking. They're probably going to continue to climb up the charts, handling their business early in the season against a pretty dang good team.
And I think at the end of the year, when the committee's meeting together and they're deciding which teams are going to reach the playoff, this is a game they're going to point back to. Hey, we wanted to find out more about them against a good opponent. They won the game. They took care of business. This was impressive today.
Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of